Hey friends of Preston Meadow Lutheran Church, it's good to see you today. It's Tuesday that I'm taping this. It's cold outside. They think we might have some freezing rain. So you know what that means. Go to the store, buy your milk, buy the toilet paper. For me, it means Lay's potato chips and French onion dip. So we can all be snowed in together, right? Just for the threat of ice. Anyway, I'm not here to talk to you about the weather. I am here to talk to you about your circle of connection here at Preston Meadow. We talked last week about being a culture that values compassionate acceptance. And what we mean by compassionate acceptance is that we are a welcoming church and we welcome others as Jesus has welcomed us into his family. And as we talk about what our welcome looks like and how you can be a part of that welcoming team to let guests and visitors know that they have a space here and a place at Preston Meadow, there's some things that you can do just in your own worship habit routines to try to switch some things up and see just how are you doing with that circle of connection and then greeting and meeting new folks. And I want to draw a little diagram here. It's a little bit of a game that you can play to get ready before you come into worship this coming weekend, just to see how you're doing with that circle of connection. All right, so if you want to do this, you can do this at home. Just get a little piece of scrap paper. What you're going to do is just draw two parallel lines, right? They're running side by side. We're going to pretend that these are pew lines. So you've got this pew, we've got your pew that you traditionally sit in, and then the pew that's behind you. And then we're going to just draw some lines that are going perpendicular to that as well, right? It kind of looks like a tic-tac-toe game or a hashtag game for all you millennials, right? What I want you to do is just put an X where you sit, right? This is your place in the worship center. And what I want you to do is think of all the people who are around you. I call this your circle of connection here in the worship space. Think of all the people who are sitting around you and award yourself 1 point for every first name that you know. Maybe the folks that are sitting here to your back, shoulders, you're not quite certain of, but the folks to the side and folks in front of you, you know. Award yourself 1 point for every person that you know, their first name. Give yourself another point if you know their last names, right? You kind of see where I'm going with this. It's a kind of a point system. You can award yourself one other point if you know what city they live in. Are they part of McKinney, Frisco, Plano? Are they coming up Coit, down Coit, left of Coit, whatever they're going to be? Give yourself some points so you know where they reside, right? And then finally, you can even give yourself a little bit more points if you, for those of you who like extra credit, if you know what they do, where they've traveled last, any significant things that might be happening in their life, right? So if you have some spaces that are empty, what I want you to do this coming weekend, just to focus on compassionate acceptance and our sense of welcome, is try to find some ways to get to know these folks a little bit more. Find out what their first names are. What do they do with their time during the week? Where are they driving in from? Was it a long commute or a short commute? Maybe whatever that might be, okay? This just helps us create a larger circle of connection, a larger sense of welcome, so that we can compassionately accept those who are walking through our doors, especially those for the first time. And if there is a brand new guest, don't overwhelm them with a lot of questions, right? Simply meet them casually and see if they have any other questions. You can send them to our Welcome Center that's being put up this coming weekend as well. And for those of you who have scored a perfect score, congrats. Very excited for you, very happy for you. But my challenge to you is this: sit somewhere different in the pews this week. Go to the other side of the worship space. Start this game all over as we continue to expand those circles of connections. I hope that you're enjoying those weekly emails that we're sending out. There are more to come as we start to enter the season of Lent. Y'all take care of each other. Peace and all that is good.